What's up everyone, how you all doing? BlueNerd here and welcome back my friends to another Minecraft tutorial. Today guys we are back with the castle wall, and before we get started guys we're going to go over a few details about the wall, including the layout that we currently have in the docks. So if you're following along and you want to build this in exactly the same place, we're going to cover the full layout on everything, so stay tuned for that. But for now guys, let's take a quick look at the wall and go over a few details about the wall before we get started. Alright guys, now before we get started, as you can see the wall is actually just a repeating pattern all the way across. So it's in sections of 5. So if we start over here, you can see the section of 5 here is basically repeated, but it's just moved back by 1 block as it goes over. And the same thing happens as we go all the way across the wall. The only difference here is that on the first one here we've gone with a slab on the top in the middle, then the next one is on the 2 ends. Next one is the middle, then the 2 ends. And it just basically repeats that pattern all the way across so that it looks like the slab is on every other block. Now, with that being said guys, like I said, it's a very simple build here. It's just a repeating pattern all the way across. On both sides it's exactly the same, and then we have the walkway across the top. Now, to go over the quick sort of sections of this, we're going to just quickly briefly guide this. Now I will be showing you this first section here completely, how to do the whole section in the tutorial. But before we get to the tutorial here, let me just give you a guide. So if we count in sections of 5, which is going to be one whole section of the wall, okay, we've got 5 sections here between the tower and this first gate, part of the gate here, okay. So there is 5 sections between there. Now from the actual tower you can see the diagonal goes backwards towards the tower as well, okay. So if you're building the wall from the tower here, you're going to be going forward on the diagonal. Once you get to the gate and you've built your gate in, which we've done in the last video, you're going to start your wall over here, and this section here has 6 sections of wall. And then we built another tower here, which is a replica of the tower we done down there, and that was done a few episodes back. If you click on the playlist link in the description, you'll find a tutorial for the tower here. Now, so if we go back to the beginning again guys, there's 5 sections there, 6 sections here, and that will complete your whole side wall here. Then if we head round here, the wall comes round to the back, and here we have 9 sections of wall. Now this section here that has 9 sections of wall rather, is raised from where the previous wall is by 4 blocks. Okay, so this one here is 4 blocks higher. Okay, and inside this tower here, I basically just create a little stairway that brings you up to the top. Now we're going to go over on the end of the 9 sections here. I've got a big section here which I'm going to do a build on later on. This is an 11 by 11 block space. Okay, so there's a fair bit of room here. Is it 11 or is it 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 9. Sorry, not 11 guys. It's a 9 by 9. Okay, so we've got our 9 by 9 square there that we're going to be doing a different tower on a little bit later on. And then this last section of wall here will lead to another tower. This tower over here is a 7 by 7. And this has 13 sections of wall. Okay, so like I said guys, we're counting one section being the 5 blocks here. Okay, so 1 section, 2 section, 3 section, and so forth. So we've got 13 coming across this way, and this from this wall, from this side here, the diagonal goes outwards. Okay, so it comes forwards towards you. To the left hand side here, it goes backwards towards the tower. And then from the front gate, both of the walls go backwards as they go sort of towards the towers. Okay, and remember this side we've got 5 sections, this side we have 6 sections. Now I think that covers everything for the layout that we currently have guys. I haven't built no more sections of wall just yet. This is all I have in place at the moment. As I update the walls and stuff like that, I will let you know exactly where I place them at the beginning of another episode once they're all in place. But for the moment, this is all we have for the walls. Now, with that being said guys, let's go ahead and jump on to the tutorial. Okay guys, so the resources for this one are really easy. We're going to be using stone, cobblestone and stone bricks, some polished andesite blocks, stairs and slabs, cobblestone wall, spruce planks, and maybe a few torches to light up the insides of the walls, and that is pretty much it. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and build this. Okay guys, we're going to start building this one from the corner of the castle gate. Okay, so we're going to start on the left hand side here. And like I said, this is built in sections of 5. But what we're going to do is we're going to do the wall section that would go across this side here and connect it to the tower. Okay, so there is 5 sections of wall between here. Now on the other side, don't forget you want to do 6 and make sure it goes diagonally backwards. And this side from here is going to go diagonally backwards as well. So let's start from the left hand side here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to just clear these little blocks out of the way here, this little section. Now if we head to this flat wall here, this is 5 blocks, so let's just mark the center for the moment, and we want to put 1 block at each side of the center block and then break that middle one. Now starting from this block at the front here, we're going to make a row of 5, so there's 1 there already, so 2, 3, 4, and we're going to include this one on the wall here. Okay, so this wall here will count as 1 block. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to go diagonally back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diagonally back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diagonally back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diagonally back one more time and 5 across. Now from this block here, leave a 1 block gap behind it. Place 1 here and basically repeat it. But again, we're going to be heading inwards from this side. So 5 blocks here. 5 blocks here, and just repeat that pattern all the way, so we are following, leaving a 1 block gap between this wall and that wall, and this is where the 2 walls are going to go. Now before we move on any further, guys, let's go ahead and do another little change here to this wall. So this corner strip here, we're going to break this 1 row all the way up to the top there and replace it with polished andesite blocks. Okay, bring it all the way up just like that, and we're going to do the same on this wall here at the back. Okay, right, now we got those in place, guys. This first pillar here is going to count as our first pillar for the wall. Okay, so we're going to leave a 3 block gap and place 1 here right on the corner here, and we're going to have another one of these pillars going all the way up as well, but for the moment we're going to just put in the foundations of this. And then on every strip of 5 we have, we want 1 polished andesite on each corner like this, all the way across. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on the back. So we've got our first one in there already. We'll put 1 here, and then we're going to go all the way across. Okay guys, now that we've got the foundation in here, we want to go ahead and raise all of these blocks by 11 blocks higher. Okay. Making sure that wherever there is stone, we raise it with stone, and wherever there is polished andesite, we go ahead and raise it with polished andesite. Okay, just like this. And you want to raise it up until it's 11 blocks on top, making 12 in total. So we should be at this level here, because this level right here is the flooring level. Okay, so we want to be 1 block below the flooring level. So let's go ahead and get that all in place. Okay, once your walls are in place, guys, you want to go ahead and just texture up where you have your stone walls. Okay, so just where the stone is here, you just want to texture it with some stone bricks. Now I would probably put more towards the bottom and then just scatter maybe just a few up towards the top, something kind of along these lines. You don't want to do nothing too crazy, and if you want, you can just go ahead and just throw in just a couple of cobblestone. But yeah, I would keep the cobblestone to a minimum. And I would go with something kind of like that, and you just want to do that all the way around on your stone walls. So we're going to quickly do that before we do anything else. Alright guys, before we move any further, let's go ahead and just this little 5 section on the side here. Let's just break this because we're going to want to connect the walkway to the top of the wall here. So let's just break these blocks here out of the way. Now what we're going to do is get your polished andesite, and on the top of these 3 gaps here, you just want to go ahead and put in your polished andesite. Do this on both sides of the wall. So whatever we do on this side, we'll be doing on the back side of the wall as well. Okay, once that's in place, we're going to go underneath and we're going to just put an upside down stair on both sides. Okay, just like this, underneath all, just to make a little sort of archway. Okay, and again guys, like I said before, we're going to do this on the other side as well, because we want this wall to replicate the same pattern on both sides. Okay, now we're going to come over to this corner here again, and where we've got this stair like this, we're going to break that and put a normal andesite stair facing this way. Then every other block we're going to place one across these 5. When we get to the next 5 in, we're going to do the same thing. So go into the corner and then leave a 1 block gap between them. Into the corner, 1 block gap, and just do this all the way along until you get to the end. Just like this, and then go ahead and do it on the opposite side as well. Just making sure you start from the corner of each section and place 3 upside down stairs on each one. And then the corner here, be sure to switch that out for an upside down andesite stair facing outwards. Now get your polished andesite blocks again, and here we're going to go ahead and just place 2 on top of all the upside down stairs. Okay, once you're done, go ahead and get your spruce planks. And here we want to do sections of 5. So remember, this top part here, these 5 blocks are part of the wall here. That is actually part of this first section. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spruce planks here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Join it across and then fill this section. This is one section of 5. Now we're going to just keep moving it along and bring it down again. 5 here. Fill this in, and basically just move all the way along until we fill it in, making sure that you fill in the sections in between the andesite blocks and not filling in this one here on the outer edge. Okay, just make sure you bring down a straight line at both sides and then fill it in, and be careful you don't do this. As you can see, I missed an andesite block just there. Make sure you get them on every side, and you want them 2 blocks high. Now let's go ahead and just fill the rest of this flooring all in place. Okay, once your flooring's all in place guys, you want to go ahead from the outside here, and you just want to put an upside down andesite stair in the center. This is the polished andesite stair, and just place it upside down in those little gaps. Once you've done this side, be sure to go around to the opposite side and do the same thing. Okay guys, we're nearly there now. Let's go ahead and get in our cobblestone wall, or you could use a stone brick wall or an andesite wall or any wall of your choice, but go ahead and place it in this little gap here like this, all the way across, and do the same on the opposite side. Okay, and finally when you're done guys, you want to come over to the left hand side, starting from the top part of this wall. Get your polished andesite slab. And I think we're going to start with placing a slab in the middle of these 3 pillars. Then the next one we're going to place it on the end too. This one the middle. Or another way that you can do it, or looking at it, if it might make a bit more sense, is just place it on every other block. So 1 here, 1 here. Then we're going to skip this one, place it on this one. Okay. Then make sure you repeat the same pattern on the other side. So we got it in the middle here. So 1 here, ends, middle, ends, middle, all the way across. And then you probably want to go ahead and either put in some lanterns, or maybe just like maybe just every other one actually, like every other section add a torch, and then maybe on the opposite side you could do it on the opposite section. Okay, something kind of like that, just to add a bit of lighting up here, because it will get dark otherwise. And yeah, that is pretty much the whole wall design guys. Now for me, what I like to do when I have walls like this, I like to cover it up with stuff. I don't like leaving it as an empty wall like this. So in my design, my castle, what I done is I made a little wall. So I sort of bring a little wall out, something kind of like this. So we went 2, then 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, and then something kind of like that. And then you can go ahead, fill it in with some grass, maybe something like this. And outside the gate here, it looks like a little decorative area. This is a really good location for adding in a few custom trees, maybe some bushes and flowers. If you wanted to, you could also go around and just maybe on every other block or something, do something like this with your slabs. just to add a little bit of shape. You could even add one down here just to make it look like it blends down to the ground a little bit nicer, something like that. Yeah, adds a nice little bit of decoration there. Just go ahead and add in some bushes or flowers or something like that, just to kind of add a little sort of focus point outside the castle and kind of cover up some of the grey. If you put in some custom trees there, you know, it really helps with adding in sort of a little bit of detail and just covering up some of that horrible grey, because too much grey just becomes a bit boring. So getting in some life and some sort of organics there, like some trees and stuff like that, really does help add so much detail to the area. Another thing you can also do if you wanted is just create some bushes across the back here, and then make some vines going up the wall. If you didn't want to put in some trees, you could put some vines kind of going up the wall. So just kind of make your leaves kind of just angle up the walls a little bit, just make it look a little bit sort of messy, but it really helps add the details. Now guys, that is about it for the tutorial for the wall. Now, like I said, it's a very simple tutorial and a very simple design, but I think it works really well. Now just remember as well, if you are building it in the docks and you want to do it exactly the same, we've got 5 sections on the left here. So look, we've got 1 section, 2 section, 3 section, 4 section, 5 section, and then our tower. That pink marking is for the tower. Okay, so we've got all of that in place. On the opposite side here, you want to do exactly the same, making sure that you stagger the wall backwards, and then you'll have another tower. There will be 6 sections of wall there, then your tower. Behind that, you'll have 9 sections of wall and then a tower, and that wall is going to go out to the right. Then from that tower there, you'll do 13 sections of wall going down to another tower, and that is going to stagger back towards you. Now I hope that makes sense guys, and you can kind of understand the layout for the walls. I think it's a little bit easier doing it this way. It kind of is easier to explain in a flat world than it is in an actual in a world where we've got loads of other buildings and stuff in. So it just makes it a little bit easier. Anyway guys, before we finish up the tutorial here, if you are enjoying these tutorials and you do want to see more, please don't forget to smash that like button, because it really does help me out and it lets me know what you guys are enjoying and what you want to see more of. So please be sure to hit it if you are enjoying it. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Just don't forget to hit the little bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. But for now guys, we're going to leave it just there for this tutorial, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one.